usual, all right, the sun's just starting to come up at this hour because we made the shift, daylight saving time, a few hours ago. So, yes, we pushed the clocks ahead. So I did have some, a little bit, I told Joey, our producer, make sure you let the guests know. Remind them that it's daylight saving time on Sunday morning. Turn the clock ahead. Otherwise, we'll be doing this interview an hour later. So our last guest, Neil Hetherington from Daily Bread, had the dog wake him up this morning, not the alarm. We're happy to have Jeff Musson joining us from Veterans, Coding for Veterans. Was it the dog or the alarm that woke you up this morning, Jeff?
It was an alarm and the fear of missing this interview that woke me up this morning.
Yeah. Well, it's good of you to get up at this dark hour and join us. You and I chatted last fall when you were taking your Coding for Veterans program on the road. And I thought at the time, when we had so much angst and worry about jobs and job security, that this was like one of those lights out there that I thought, boy, this is a great program, just in terms of being able to provide skills for those military vets who, have served their term. And now what do you do? So many of them out there looking for work. How did the project go?
It was a smashing success, and we had over 250 people applied to the program, which exceeded our expectations. The other thing that was great about, a great outcome from the caravan was our partnership with the Canadian Legions. And so at that time, poppy sales were suspended, and those poppy sales are really one way of getting promotion for the Canadian Legion, and we were also able to help them as well. So it was very successful, and the program has continued to grow.
So just give us the nutshell here in terms of what it is you're offering for the vets.
Yeah, so Coding for Veterans helps military veterans to retrain for jobs in Canada's tech sector, and specifically in the area of software development and cybersecurity. Two great things about the program. Number one, it's delivered through the University of Ottawa and completely 100% online. And the second thing is tuition's free for military veterans that qualify through Veterans Affairs and their education transition benefit.
Wow, that's a free. Okay, we'll take that. And how long does the program last for me to go through it?
Yeah, so you could. It takes about 8 months if you are going through our cybersecurity program, and 6 months through the software development program. So, it's what's called micro-credentialing. And it's a great way in which for our military veterans to transition to jobs which are, close to six figures, which gives them career stability and financial stability for their families.
Now, you will know this better than I, but my sense is that the whole idea of program and software development and coding will be an area where there are not only good jobs, but plenty of them.
Yeah, in Canada, there's about 147,000 unfilled jobs that are projected in the next 12 to 18 months. So, wow. And especially in the cybersecurity area, rarely is there an industry where they can say there's virtually zero unemployment. And, although nothing is ever a guarantee, on the balance of probabilities is like I say to our students, your job's waiting for you before you even graduate.
So I know you've got an event coming up next week, and it actually sort of deals with that whole idea of, I guess, really, it's a glorified hackathon in terms of the taking that coding skill, and you're going to have teams play against each other, presumably setting it up as a mock situation around cybersecurity for the supply chain Canada-US. Have I got that straight? Yeah,
and so what's interesting is that it's very important for not only the theoretical aspects of learning, but the hands-on. And so Coding for Veterans, we set up we've called it the U.S.-Canada Cyber Security Challenge. in the area of supply chain management. And so we have our students that will be over a 6-hour period next Saturday, competing against teams from across North America. And we've partnered in with the Port of LA, and others in the Port of Montreal and others in the supply chain, in which to bring real world experience and problems that teams have to solve. And what happens is over that 6-hour period, there are as part of this game, there are different points that are awarded to teams, and the team that has the most amount of points after that 6 hours wins up to $2,500 in cash and prizes.
So if there are those who, is this specifically for those involved in the Coding for Veterans program, or is this for anybody who has that kind of brain?
Well, what's interesting is we've actually opened this competition to anyone across North America that has some aptitude for cybersecurity. And the reason why we did this is we actually want to see how the Coding for Veterans teams are able to compete against the best across North America. So it is open to anyone with a technical background.
So if they want to get involved, they can just jump into your website. Is that the best way to do this?
Yeah, that is the best way. So if they go to codingforveterans.com, and we have a tab up there for the cybersecurity challenge, and they click on it, and they can register either as themselves or as part of a team up to 4 to compete against the best in North America.
Well, it's timely, Jeff, because, one of the stories that we were talking about this morning was the problems they were having at CRA with just exactly what you're talking about, not supply chain, but to the whole idea of the cybersecurity of the system. And boy, it's easy to talk about it in the abstract, but when CRA is having those problems, you realize how it affects all of us. Well, so good luck with the program. We'll talk to you later.
Sounds good. Appreciate it, Dave.
Excellent. Thanks, Jeff Musson from the program called Coding for Veterans. It's codingforveterans.com if you or your coding team want to get involved in that cybersecurity competition. It's easy to